Hello everyone. So in this class we are going to learn about comics. What is comics, how to write comics and how to make comics. Okay, are you ready children? Let's move. So in the previous class we read the scholar's mother tongue story and we learned about a new style of writing stories. Did you remember? Do you remember that? What is this new style is called? Yes, it is comics. So we have seen in the previous class. So in this class, we will learn a little more about comics and how to make comics. Are you excited? Yeah, let's move on. So comics. What is a comic? There's a question. What is a comic? A comic is a story that is told with pictures and not too much writing. So usual stories have a lot of writings, right? Paragraph writing. But in comic, the story is told with pictures and not too much writing. So let's look at a comic. So here is a comic. Leela came home from school at 4 p.m. Ummi, my summer holidays start from today. Oh no. So this is the comic. What are the different things that you see in the comic? Just observe the comic and find out the different things that you see. Okay. Comics. There are three main features of a comic. Or there are three parts. We can say that parts or features. First one, pictures. And the second one, the narration. And the third one, the dialogue bubbles. So these are the three main features of comic: pictures, the narration, the dialogue bubbles. So let us look at these features in detail now. Okay. So first one, pictures. Pictures show the different characters and places in the story, right? You can draw these things. So let us look at an example. So here is a picture of a comic. So what you could see in the picture, there's a sun, so that you could understand that the story is happening in a day, and there's a house and a landscape near the house, and one small girl is there and another lady is there. So you can understand it may be a daughter and mother, right? And the second part, the narration. So narration is the act of telling a story. So let's look at an example, then you can understand in a better way. So narration, see, Leela came home from school at 4 p.m. So this is narration. It gives the clear idea of the story, where it happens, what is the situation, everything will be explained in the narration. So narration is used to set the scene in a comic. It sets the scene so that you could understand better. You can also make a comic without the narration also. The narration is not a compulsory part. You can have narrations or you cannot have narrations. Both are possible. And the third part is dialogue bubbles. So dialogue bubbles are a way of showing a person's words or thoughts in a comic. You write inside the bubbles. We are going to learn about three kinds of dialogue bubbles. In dialogue bubbles, there are three kinds. One is speech bubbles, second one thought bubbles, and the last one scream bubbles. Scream bubbles. So first one, speech bubble. It is used when a person is saying something. If the person is speaking something, we use the speech bubble. The picture of speech bubble is given there. Just observe it. And the second type of bubble is thought bubble. It is used when a person is thinking something. He is not saying it, but he is thinking it. The picture of thought bubble is shown there. Just look at it carefully. And the last one, scream bubble. It is used when a person is screaming. Literally, if the person is screaming, we use scream bubble. It is shown in the picture. So again the comic is given. Leela came home from school at 4 p.m. Ammi, my summer holidays start from today. Oh no. Now can you identify the different dialogue bubbles here? Yeah. So the first one, that the dialogue of the daughter, Ammi, my summer holidays start from today. This is a speech bubble. You could see it, right? And the next one, oh no, it's a thought bubble. Mother is not saying it, but she is thinking it. So that is shown in the thought bubble. So here again the three bubbles are given: speech bubble, thought bubble, and scream bubble. Have you seen these dialogue bubbles anywhere? Yes, many of you have seen in different places, right? Where in different comic books you could see this. All these speech bubbles, thought bubbles, and scream bubbles you can see in comic books, right? Okay. So now draw these dialogue bubbles in your notebooks, just to practice it. Draw these dialogue bubbles in your notebooks. Three types of dialogue bubbles, that is speech, thought, and scream bubbles. Okay. Now let's look at an example. So here one more comic is given. Hey, do you want to hear a joke? Oh no, his jokes are so bad. Why do cows have bells? I don't know. Because their horns don't work. Oh. So let's look at the comic again and identify the different dialogue bubbles. Let's analyze it. Okay, are you ready, children? Okay, here comes. So in this comic, there are two bubbles are there. The first one, hey, do you want to hear a joke? What kind of bubble it is? Yeah, you're right, it is speech bubble. So it is speech bubble, you're right. So in the next dialogue, oh no, his jokes are so bad. What kind of bubble it is? Yes, you're right, it is thought bubble. Because she's not saying these things, she's just thinking. Here, why do cows have bells? I don't know. So both these bubbles are speech bubbles, and at the end of the comic, because their horns don't work. it is also speech bubble. And the last part, oh, by hearing his joke, she just screams. So that is scream bubble. You can understand by looking at the bubble. So it is a scream bubble. Right? Do you have any confusions, children? Okay, fine. So now it's work for you, children. You have to sit in your pairs. You have to sit in pairs with your friend. Now you have to share one fun story from your life with your partner. So you have to share your fun story from your memory to your partner. Then use your partner's story to create a comic. Using the fun story, you have to create a comic. Are you ready? Very interesting activity, right? Okay. Then, to create a comic, you have to use simple drawings like shown in the picture. Very simple pencil drawings. Then you have to use narration and dialogue bubbles to complete the story. So we have seen two examples of comics. So there are narrations, then dialogue bubbles, then pictures. You have to draw simple pictures, then use narrations if necessary, then use dialogue bubbles to complete the story. Are you ready? So the time starts now for you. Okay, now I think you have completed the comic and it's a sharing time. All of you have to come in front of the class and you have to share your comic to the entire class. Let's enjoy your comic, your pictures, your dialogues, and the narrations. Ready? Yes, one by one. Please come. Okay, that was very fun activity. I really enjoyed it. So now it's a homework time for you children. So read the story The Scholar's Mother Tongue from your textbook once again. And we will answer questions from this story in the next class. So why you're reading it once again? Because we are going to answer the questions from this story in the next class. So are you ready? So you have to just read the story The Scholar's Mother Tongue once again. Okay, this is homework for you. Okay, thank you children. That's all for today. Bye.